if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. It's 3 o'clock, and that means it's time for the Ask Dr. Ernst show. I'm your co-host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, along with Dr. Christopher Demczar.
Pleasure to be here, everybody.
What an absolute honor. And, today we're continuing this conversation about how do we heal naturally?
Yes.
We talked last week about, do you identify as healthy? Because sadly, so many people think they're healthy when they're not.
Right. It's not your image.
And I thought that show was fantastic.
It was.
What was interesting is we definitely we irritated
ruffled
some
some
people,
feathers.
Ruffled feathers. We got some hecklers. I know we're doing good when you get someone who texts in and says, you should be off the air. And that's insane.
Yeah, even online, I saw some kickback, and I saw some of those laughing emojis at us. And
it
I was
happens.
Like, great, that's what we want.
But we're going to just continue anyway because
we have
the truth is the truth.
Yep.
It's just like, gravity exists even if you don't believe it.
Yes, that's right.
And at the same token, your master system of healing is something that not a lot of people talk about. This is something that's stronger than your immune system. Stronger than your cardiovascular system, stronger than your colon and your digestive system. And what's funny, and I know we're going to talk about this, is we get all these health checkups, don't we?
Every year.
How often do you get your teeth checked?
at least twice a year, sometimes more, depending on what's going on.
The new American Dental Association recommendations are 2 to 3 times to have your teeth checked by a dentist. You know what? And for good reason. People's teeth are falling apart.
That's right.
So the more we check them, maybe the healthier they'll get when they wake up to what they need to do.
That's right. And you know what's crazy is, so I'll go to the dentist. They'll tell me I have weak spots in my teeth. What, you know, we can dive into what that actually means. But then they're like, you know what? You should come back in about, you're going to do this, and then you're going to come back in about a month, and we just want to, they can, you know, shine some fancy light, and based on the density of that, and they can look to see, hey, has that weak spot gotten stronger? Good. I was like, this is brilliant. Because why isn't everybody doing that? Taking that type of a preventative or proactive approach to do something, check if it's made it better. Do something, check if it's made it better.
That is certainly new technology. Because, I mean, I don't think my dentist is doing that.
Yeah, it's some fancy stuff.
So we get our teeth checked 3 times a year. How about our eyes, right? I know you wear glasses. I wear contacts. So how often do you get your eyes checked?
Yep. I go for like a regular physical at least once a year for my eyes.
Yep, I do too, because I have to in order to get my prescription for my contacts. A, check to see if they need change. B, just because you can only wear your lenses for so long before you need new ones.
That's right.
So how often do you get your blood checked?
Annually.
I know. So you look at cholesterol and triglycerides and sugars.
Yep.
Some people get their hearts checked, you know, like with an echocardiogram. They have a regular cardiology appointment, typically because they've already had an effect. And so they're monitoring it.
That's what I was going to say. You know what's funny is typically there's an echocardiogram done, but not until there starts to be signs of an initial problem.
Yep.
So you're still being reactive, waiting until there's a problem to then say, you know what? We'll do the echocardiogram now, so we have a baseline. Imagine
this conversation. You're the MD. I'm the patient. Hey, I've never been in your office before, but I'm turning 45 this year. I feel fantastic, but I just want to make sure everything's working. Can I get like every test you can do? I want an echo, colonoscopy, sonogram, CT, MRI, what else? Angiogram, hepatogram.
Throwing some x-rays while you're at it.
Like just
every
I want
blood
the
and urine
works.
labs.
Like I want my skull to my toenails to be checked. And what's funny is a lot of MDs will be like, well, you don't really need to do that.
Yeah.
Because you're fine. Like, again, and we've talked over and over and over and over about it's a disease-based model. If you came in and you went, you know, like, I don't know, everything I see is purple, and I when I look up, I fall down, and, you know, I can't feel my 2 fingers, and, you know, like there's fluid in my ankles. Oh my God, they'll run every
major
test
problem.
then.
Right.
It's funny, isn't it?
It is very funny.
So, you know, we have pulmonologists who do lung checks.
Yep.
We have urologists who do kidney and urine tests. We even have proctologists. And so, like, you know, why do we check all of those systems, but when we say to you, get your master nerve system checkup done, people are like, what?
Why would I do that?
A, that's crazy. B, how would I even? C, why would I? So how is your master system doing? And what is the master system? What controls everything in our body, makes all of the other subsystems that we check work?
Yeah, it's the nervous system.
So hold up. Like, I should have a nerve system check at least more often than my teeth are checked. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, way more often. Here's what's crazy, right? They've done research. This isn't like this, you know, fairy tale thing that's being made up. There's been research that's published in chiropractic journals where they tried to say, well, how long can somebody's nervous system hold a specific pattern? How long can somebody go with being able to send the signals appropriately up and down the spinal cord from the brain to the body back to the brain? How long can that happen? And there was not a single subject that was able to go beyond about 28 days.
Yeah. So it's like 3 weeks kind of max, right?
Max.
So if you're listening right now and you're like, whoa, wait a second, I've had an epiphany. I've had every minor system checked.
Yep.
Minor.
That's a really good way to look at it.
Eyes, ears, heart, lungs, liver, kidney, spleen. I've had all my minor system checks. I've never had a master nerve system checked. Head on over to AskDrErnst.com. Use the free consult button. We can guide you to who can do this for you, sometimes for free.
Yeah.
Sometimes for a very inexpensive price. In our office, listen, a major neurological systems check, it's about $500.
Yep.
Which sounds like a lot, but guys, we're doing thermograms and body composition scans and digital x-rays, and we even include in our systems a test therapy of your master system, and then a complete recheck of everything.
Right.
Okay, you were at 12%, you got one session, you're at 50%. That's a huge improvement. So if you're even slightly interested, it's AskDrErnst.com, which is AskDrErnst.com. Free consult button. And you know what's really cool about the free button? It'll take them straight to a page that says pick your time, and then we will call you. Like, no joke. Last night, I called someone and they were like, "You actually do that?" I was expecting like a minion to call me. Like, "My name is John and I work for Dr. Ernst and I'm here to help you." And he's like, "I did not think you, Dr. Ernst, Dr. Demczar, were going to call me." We're like, "Why would we not?" Like, it's a consultation for your health.
That's right.
You're not going to be part off to a nurse or some sort of, like, I'll call it assistant. You're going to get straight to the doctor on a free phone call. So that is at AskDrErnst.com. And then I'm not trying to cut you off. We have 2 weeks away from our next major event. So last week we did a major event, 300 plus people online. It was rock star levels. It was about diabetes and blood sugars, and people loved it.
Yep.
So now here's the next one people love. Weight loss, energy, and hormones.
Yes.
This is huge. Okay,
It is.
Thyroid is the #1 most prescribed drug in the world today. More people are taking Synthroid, Levothyroxine, Tyrosine, and Armothroid than anything. Rockstar Energy, Monster Energy, all the energy drinks. Guys, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's even coming out with his own new energy drink. You know why? He's a serial entrepreneur. Someone sat down with him and said, it's about $1 billion industry. And he went, I can't do it. You can. Can you do it? The Rock's eyebrow.
Oh,
he went like this. Ready?
Nope.
And I can't do it. And he looks at his business partner. He's like, what do we have to do?
Right. How do we invest?
Make an energy drink and put your name on it and flex your muscles and people will buy it. Guys, he's hit like $1 billion in sales for a energy drink.
Yeah.
What if I can show you a way to exceed that in just literally seconds with the strongest, most powerful energy source you can have? But you got to join us for the webinar for that one. 704-906-2094. We're also going to give away an upgrade to our energy thyroid book. Like, we're taking those two books and merging them together. You guys get it? We used to split them apart. Now it's a thyroid energy weight loss ebook. It's loaded with everything you need. It's like, 65 pages worth of information, free, but you have to pick up the phone. 704-906-2094. Text your name and your email. And again, I don't know why we have to keep asking this. It is your first and your last name and your email. Not even a portion of one of those three. First name, last name, email. And you can also call and talk to our call center and just give them the same information. Now, you were going to say something.
So I was going to say, if you're going to sign, if you want to get that consultation, if you recognize the need to say, wow, I've never had my master control system, my nervous system checked before, or I have, but I don't think it was done to the best of what it could have been. I didn't get the answers that I was looking for. Sign up for a consult and put in there. It's going to say, well, what are you looking for? Say, I want to get my nervous system checked. I've never had my nervous system scanned before. I want to see what that's all about.
You just brought up a really cool topic. There are doctors that do neurological checkups. Maybe we should do this real quick. Okay, so I'm going to role play. I've been to my medical doctor who said I need to go to a neurologist. So let's talk about that. I went to a neurologist who said, I can't help you. You need to go to an orthopedist. They work on the bones of the spine. Or the orthopedist said, you're not bad enough for surgery. We're going to send you to physical therapy. And if you're in the alternative world, you might be like, I had an osteopathic appointment. They do exist, but they're kind of rare.
Yep.
But I know
True
several
osteopaths.
I know several osteopaths
I do too.
at DO, Doctors of Osteopathy. There are some in Charlotte even that I know. And then you might even have tried a physical therapist. We already said that, didn't we? Osteopath, chiropractor. Okay, so like all these different fields say they can help you with your spine. But is there a difference between your spine and your nervous system?
Yes, absolutely.
What is that difference, out of curiosity? Like, I went to get my spine checked by an orthopedist, and I went to have a neurological checkup by a neurologist, and I had a nerve system checkup by osteopath and one by a chiropractor.
Right.
Differences.
Yes. So, okay, if you're going to the medical side, or we'll say the allopathic side, the disease model side, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that disease. So you go and see your medical doctor or neurologist. They're going to look to see, well, is there some sort of structure that's breaking down, that's causing a change in the nervous system, and that's leading to your symptoms or your pain or what have you.
So, as an example, I'm holding up
this is a really important picture because
osteopathic.
Yes,
or orthopedic.
Right, but you might go to a neurologist because you might be having neurological symptoms if things are as bad as they are. But this is a really good picture because you can see up at the top, is there degeneration happening once we get to the second one down here? Yes. Are there issues that are happening right here in this first stage of degeneration? Yes. But if you go to the medical doctor, if you go to the orthopedic, what are they looking for? They're looking for stuff down here. If you go in
the herniations, and
they'll
do surgery for this.
They'll snip the disc off and open up the neural canal.
For a thinning disc, but down here the arthrosis, the replacements. But see, is this your nerve system?
No, this is still all bones. This is all structure.
So you go to an orthopedist, they look at the bones
and joints,
but that does surround the nervous system.
Right.
So now you go to a neurologist and they might do an MRI like this. And guys, to be transparent, if a neurologist MD sees this, where's this person going?
Oh,
there's a massive disc bulge and spinal cord compression visible on the MRI.
Yep, they're going to go to an orthopedist.
They're going to say you need to go here so they can do a surgery on this.
That's right.
Now watch this, right? This person had numbness and tingling in their hands, and they were having palpitations and arrhythmias. And you're going to explain this to them. See how it looks really good up here? There's white and the gray spinal cord, the tube where my finger is here.
The white is the fluid.
Spinal cord. The white is the fluid. Looks good, looks good, looks good. And then all of a sudden the two red arrows are showing what? Loss of fluid.
That's right. Massive cord compression and loss of
fluid.
There's
like a clogged pipe.
Yep. It's like a toilet that just won't drain properly.
Exactly.
And no matter how much you try to hit the lever and get the toilet to drain again, it just can't.
So the pressure builds up. It starts to stink. It starts to rot. The numb and tingly, the palpitations, the arrhythmias, they're sent where?
So if they're having
to the orthopedist. Doctor.
But that's if they even get to this, right? You're having those symptoms, right? And we see that the cause of these symptoms is from this compression down here. But if you're having the arrhythmias, they're going to a cardiologist.
No. I fully agree with you.
Cardiologist is going to run all these heart tests and go, we can influence that and stop those arrhythmias.
Those are minor systems.
Still minor.
So
systems.
It's like they actually check the nerve system, which is weird, isn't it? But then they immediately refer you to a minor system repair.
Yes.
Why? There is no pill to fix that. There is a surgical procedure, but what's the average cost? I looked it up. If you don't know it, I'll help you. Average cost of a spinal disc replacement, one level.
Yep, one level, $50,000.
$75. One level. So if I have two levels like this person has, that's $150,000. $50,000. Now, of this, how much do they have to pay? Their deductible,
whatever their insurance
which
and
these
out of pocket
days is going up, right? I've seen people with $5,000, $10,000. We had a patient last week, $30,000 deductible. So do the math. You're better at this than I am on the fly. $150,000. It's a $30,000 deductible, and they have 80% coverage. What's 20% of the 120,000 left over?
20% is going to be $24,000
plus the $30,000.
So that's $54,000.
$54,000. And if you think that people don't plop this down, go call an orthopedic surgical unit and ask them, when's your next opening? They're like 7 weeks.
Right.
This is 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. Surgeries are happening left and right. Now, why would someone spend $50,000 when this is happening? What is the usual symptomatology with a double compression, spinal cord damage, loss of fluid? Like, this is near paralysis, just so you guys know. Absolutely. This is a spinal cord that is decaying, and if it rots, they become paralyzed from that point down. Why would an orthopedic freak out over this? Oh my God, this needs to be done yesterday.
Well, it's because they know all the influences this may have on the minor systems.
Boom! They understand you damage your spinal cord, your heart, your lungs, your breast, your kidney, your liver, your intestines will not work. And guys, that is life altering. They don't just recommend surgery because they need to pay off their boat anymore. That's become illegal. What they do, though, is they go like this. Chris, this is bad. You have double cord compression, 2 discs that are bulged. I know you say numb and tingly, but like the palpitations, that's a massive concern. You need surgery today. Like, you cannot go home. You should take your clothes off now. We're going to prep you and we're taking you. And this is emergency surgery. You trump the electives. Like, we had people wanting surgery.
Right.
We're going to bump them and you're going
out of the way
now.
for me. Wow.
And by the way, you're going to figure out how to pay for this later because you can't even wait to figure it out. It's that bad.
Right.
You guys, look, they have that conversation with people all the time. Is there truth behind that? Yes. But the difference is there are other ways, if we can catch this earlier, to fix it. Look, does this one, where did it go? Does this one need that emergency surgery? No. But that's a dire need for major care to be done quickly.
Yes. Well, and it goes back to the thought and the premise that why wait until you're down here, until this is the issue down here, when you didn't just magically go from point A to point Z.
Overnight.
There was a B, C, D, all the way to Y, and then finally Z that your body had to go through over months, years.
So let me ask this question, because I'm sure there's people either wanting to ask it and they just don't know how to.
Be a voice of the people.
Okay, go to our website. Go to Facebook, Ask Dr. Ernst, YouTube, Ask Dr. Ernst.
That's where we are
Dr.
right
Chris,
now.
How does it get like this? Like, what causes the degeneration, the bulging, the herniation? What would interfere with my master nerve system? And if this is really as like important as you've said it,
yes,
how come
so
my
important.
doctors aren't telling me about this?
Yeah, because it's a totally different mindset. But it's easy to look at it and be like, ugh, there was some major trauma that happened that led to this. Is that possible? Yes. But
I was riding on my motorcycle, someone sideswiped me, I was going 70, I took 6 tumbles, and I herniated a disc in my back.
Or you fell off a ladder, right? And you fell onto your back, and that can absolutely lead to some major trauma like this. But in 90+% of the cases, it's not. It's this slow degeneration. So what's even causing the slow degeneration in the first place? It's just the accumulation of stress within the body. Your body can no longer handle the stresses that are placed on it, and therefore it's got to do something. It's got to change.
So let me ask you a question. Is this a stressor?
Oh my gosh.
For my spine?
For
Can
multiple
they see me on
reasons.
this camera?
Yes,
okay,
they
so
can.
I'm doing this 5 to 6 hours a day because it's my job, and then I get another call and I do this.
So you're at least balancing it, but still, is it good to be in that position for an extended period of time? No. And then is it good to even have your cell phone that close to your body for any length of time?
That's a whole nother
also
subject.
No.
But what if I'm sleeping on my side like this for 6 straight hours?
Yes, that's terrible.
What if I'm always on a device because I'm a nurse or I'm a student or I'm a child and I'm constantly... You're saying these...
all these micro physical traumas that build up and build up and build up, and they don't change and they get worse.
So we're born with healthy discs.
Yes.
As we destroy them, we degenerate them. Can you feel this?
No, you're probably not really.
When a disc bulges,
yes,
can we feel
now
that?
you're starting to feel it because
pain here.
It's got to influence the nervous system, and that's what's driving everything else.
But it's localized pain, so it's not going down my leg yet. But I'm having organ issues, but I can't feel those yet.
Right, those are not.
Now
showing.
I herniate it, so I mean it's searing pain down my leg. It's interfering with my golf, so I'm gonna go do something about it.
That's right.
And they'll go in and just cut that out.
Yes.
And good for them. Microdiscectomies, they happen all the time, but is that doing anything to repair this?
No.
And if I get it cut out, it's still thin.
Yes.
The nerve is still affected, so I can still golf, but now my gallbladder shuts down or my bladder stops functioning properly. I got to pee all the time and my prostate gets bigger. Like, it's the slow fade.
That's right. Because the bigger question is, yes, you changed the structure maybe once things got down to here, these later levels, but did you actually change how the nervous system works? Did you change the function of the signals running up and down the spine? No. So and until you're actually willing to do that and figure that piece out, there's going to be a continuous degenerative process that continues to go on.
So when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to talk about how do you get this thing tested, this master nerve system, and what are some things you can do right now at home to sort of self-stimulate your spine and your nerve system.
Absolutely.
And the techniques and I'll call it tricks that are available for you to repair this. Okay, but at the same token, again, if you're somebody who like, man, I know I have a disc bulge, a herniated disc, a thinning disc, a degenerative osteophyte, ask drernst.com, click the consultation button, let's chat. And if you're somebody who's like, no, I don't have any spine problems, but my energy's tanking, my hormones are out of balance.
Any weird symptoms.
I've got thyroid problems. Join us for the webinar series I'm doing, which is Thyroid Hormone Energy. And you got to text right now, 704-906-2094, 704-906-2094. Once again, 704-906-2094. Name and email. It's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. We'll be right back.
See you guys soon.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Hi, my name is Gary Greenfield with Greenfield Water Solutions, and I want to introduce you to our newest product, the MR500. It's a whole house structured water filter system. It's set up in an all stainless steel multi-round filter housing. It features inlet and outlet for the water, a bleeder valve for when you're changing out the filters to reduce pressure, and to remove the top for access to the filters. We simply open up the clamp, remove the top, and this plate here holds all the filters in place. Simple to remove. It comes out, and you can see what we have on the inside here. It's 5 Aquamedics filters and a vortexing tube and a harmonizer. That's the whole system. This is designed to filter 5 gallons per minute, and all of the contaminants that it does remove are listed on the website, which is a very broad array of contaminants. These are the highest rated filters that I know of on the market that are filter cartridges. They can be changed out yearly, and of course the process is very simple. You won't have to hire a plumber to do a change out, and the filters are available from Greenfield Water Solutions. And if you want to know more about this, you can read about it on the product page or give us a call. Thanks for watching. That's it for now from Greenfield Water Solutions.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celliant Sleep Recovery. Our Celliant Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Celient technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Celient infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Celient. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Celient has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Celient sleep recovery products today. Celient. Recycle your body's energy.
To bring you the best natural wine the world has to offer, we've designed a fully curated membership program. Every selection you receive is different and unique. Every wine is picked by our wine team, lab tested for purity, and curated into a special box for your enjoyment. So how does the membership work? We offer 2 main options, a half case of 6 bottles or a full case of 12. You can request all reds, all whites, or a perfect split of both. Then, you can set the frequency, monthly or every other month. We offer a similar simple membership for rosé and sparkling wines. After you choose these basic options, we'll do the rest. With every box we send you, we aim to present the greatest diversity of flavors, textures, and profiles. There is a healthy mix of the classics, but also rare varietals. We do this because natural wines taste different from their commercial counterparts. We want to share the best possible experience with you, so you can discover new wines you love. And you can always reorder a wine that took your heart, or ask us to avoid certain profiles. The best part is, you don't need any wine knowledge to fully enjoy these boxes. We curate our selections to be enjoyed without worry. Ultimately, this is Dry Farm Wines. We are so grateful to be able to share the power of natural wines with you.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your co-host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, along with co-host Dr. Christopher Demczar.
Yes.
Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely.
And during the first half of the show, we talked about how our topic is your master healing system and how it's one of the most overlooked, mischecked, underdiagnosed systems in your body.
Or just not checked at all, right?
Yeah, and if you have something like issues with your heart, your lungs, your thyroid, your spleen, your stomach, your pancreas, your kidneys, your reproductive tissues, your pains, neuropathies and things like that.
Yep.
Most people check the subsystems or the microsystems, the minor systems, right?
That's right.
And we discussed that. Isn't it funny that we get our teeth checked multiple times a year, our eyes, our hearts, our breasts? Maybe women are getting mammograms, every X number of years. Our colons are being probed every couple of years. Our lungs and our livers and our kidneys, and we're doing blood work and stuff. But most people miss checking their master system.
Right. The one that controls all of those subsystems.
Which should be checked regularly.
Yes.
I get mine quarterly assessed.
Yep.
And every 6 months, I get an actual structural neurological exam done.
Exactly.
For nerve function. And what I want to do is talk about.
But really quick, sorry. How often though? So you're saying you do this, like you get these exams done to recheck what's going on with your nervous system function, but how often are you proactively doing something to stimulate your nervous system and keep it functioning as it should?
That's on a weekly basis.
Yes.
If not daily.
Yep.
Because
times a week still.
I can do things to stimulate my nerve system. We're going to talk to you guys about those things.
That's right.
You, as a chiropractor, can do things to enhance my neurological function.
Yes.
The team in the office can do x-rays and thermographies and biostructural exams, and that's what's done quarterly.
Right.
And I get x-rays every 6 months or every year at the minimum.
Minimum, yep.
Because look, if I'm getting my teeth x-rayed every year to look for cavities, wouldn't I want to look for cavities in my master system? Like there's one at the bottom. See that huge cavity? Look how gross that is.
Yeah, look at all that decay.
Bone spurs, osteophytes, sclerosis. That's also a cavity with a thinning disc. That's a cavity with a herniated disc. That's a cavity with a disc bulge. And that's a cavity with a degenerative disc. Only the one at the top is normal.
Right.
And here's what's wild. What test shows you your spine?
But you look for an x-ray
or
an MRI or a CT scan.
If I have something like this thing done, and a medical doctor looks at it and panics and freaks out and sends you to an orthopedic, it must mean they know something about this that you don't know.
That's right.
And what is it that they know? When you pinch your spinal cord, what happens?
Well, they know that can shut off a lot of function. That could paralyze you, potentially.
So, wait a second. They know the spine is really crucially important?
They do.
Why aren't we having MRIs every year then?
That's a really good question. I wonder that myself.
I know why. An MRI costs the average person somewhere between $700 to $800 out of pocket to do.
Or more, depending on
and you have to do MRIs of your entire spine. So that's $600 per section. You see this, guys? That is a cervical MRI. See how all the cervical bones fit on this? This costs about $700. So if I do a cervical MRI, a thoracic MRI, and a lumbar MRI to check my entire nerve system,
it's like $2,500.
25, 21-ish, somewhere in that range. And so would you, literally listening, be willing to say, yep, every year I'm going to fork over $2,100 to get my... I would do it. Would you do it?
Absolutely.
Why aren't you? And I know why. Because no one's told you it's that important.
That's right.
Look, my God, like we spend $2,100 on lattes a year. Some people do. Or more.
Lattes, coffee,
Some people spend that on jewelry and purses and their phones.
Yep.
I don't spend $2,100 on my phone, Dr. Ernst. This little sucker right here is like $1,100, and you spend $40 or $50 a month on it for life.
Yes.
So don't even get me started on how much money we spend on stuff that has nothing to do with our health.
Actually, is quite the opposite. It's a detriment to our health.
This would be what we would want. Like, look how beautiful that is. I know you and I look at this and we're like, oh man, we salivate over how healthy this person is. Why? Because we've been taught something you haven't, but we're trying to teach it to you today.
Yes.
That is a perfectly functioning, healthy nerve system. This person has life and vitality and essence, and they can lose weight without trying. They have full, thick hair. They have everything you want. Why? Their systems are all go. Every single cell in their body is communicating with their brain effectively because there's no damage to their master system.
That's right. That's right. So when the master system functions as it should, all the subsystems follow suit. That's the way our body works and is designed.
So let me ask you this. We briefly talked about this. You can go to an MD. Do they check your master system?
No.
You can go to a neurologist. Do they check master systems?
Well, they may choose to look at it, but it's then what their plan of action is to try to take care of whatever the issue is that differentiates it. And then they go away from the master system typically, and instead of continuing to address it.
And a lot of you have had this, okay?
Yep.
I guarantee you probably had an x-ray of your spine or an MRI of your neck or back if you have health problems. But like you said, the checker of the master system will say...
It ends right there.
We can send you to the orthopedic to do surgery. We can send you to the therapist to do muscle work and stretching and stuff because it's all focusing on pain. Like, I'm not trying to knock physical therapy, but think about it. Do you go to physical therapy if you have no pain?
No. You stop. You're like, why am I still going?
If I have back pain and I have a disc bulge and I'm trying to avoid surgery, heck yeah, physical therapy can help. But you're not going to fix it.
No.
You're going to hide the pain using physical therapy. Way better than hiding the pain using drugs.
Right.
Could you go to a chiropractor and get your back adjusted? Yes, but if you get your back adjusted till your pain is gone, how is that any different than going to physical therapy till your pain's gone?
It's not.
The approach is different.
It is.
The technique is different.
Yep.
But if the outcome is, I just want my pain to be gone, be careful. You can't feel degenerative discs. You can't feel thinning discs. You can feel disc bulges and herniations.
Well, and so everybody can see that there's a curve to this structure, right? We can see the curve. Can you feel the curve changes, Dr. Ernst, to somebody's spine, to their nervous system?
No.
You can have no idea.
So here's what's fascinating, right? This is normal. And look, if you guys are like, I'm on the radio, what are you guys looking at? You have to pull over. You have to go to facebook.com/AskDrErnst, youtube.com/AskDrErnst.
Right.
Guys, we are live and we like to show you stuff.
Yes.
Okay?
It's how we interact.
Notice how curved that neck is. Now, ready for this? Notice how not curved this neck is. Do you see the difference? So straight as a board. And if you zoom in real well, you see the arrow. And do you see that, Dr. Chris? That right there in the center of the screen, that is a posterior herniation of one of the discs touching the spinal cord. And here's what's unique. This person has no neck pain. Zero. Yet they went in for an MRI because, A, they started learning about what we taught them. And I said, look, man, you know, the x-ray, I don't like this. You know, there's an alignment issue. It looks like a disc bulge. And here's what's unique. People start hearing it looks like a disc bulge. Oh, my God, I need to go get this checked. I didn't ask them to get the MRI. Some people get a little nervous and panicked when you start talking about spinal cord, and for good reason.
Yes.
And so they went to their MD. Their MD's like, oh, my God, they showed them our x-rays. Yeah, it looks bad. They went to the neurologist. Neurologist said, are you having any symptoms? No. Well, the x-ray looks really bad. Let's just take a peek. And they went, holy camoles, yeah, massive. Now watch this. Ready? Neurologist. Hey, how'd you know to get this checked up? Like, how'd you know to do this? And you know what they said? Well, I went to a chiropractor who did an x-ray, and they said I had a disc bulge. Now, this is where it starts to, like, the gloves come out, right? Some neurologists will say, oh, well, go back and have them fix this. And it's becoming more prevalent today. 20 years ago, when I was just becoming a chiropractor, like in the entry areas, forget it. You know, the MDs would be like, don't you dare go to a chiropractor. They're gonna herniate your neck. Well, I already have a herniation. Well, they're going to make it worse. Okay, so
it might cause a stroke.
Today we know that that's completely not the case. And we've worked with people with worse herniations than this non-surgically. But again, if you have one that looks like this, even I would agree, like, we need to do this maybe for a couple weeks and confirm. Like, we need to get another MRI, confirm things are improving and healing, because that right there, guys, that's almost paralysis. How do we know that? There's lots of white fluid above. There's lots of white fluid below, but there ain't no white fluid. Sorry, the camera's upside down. There are no fluids there where those red arrows are. So let's use this toilet analogy, right? My kids are famous for this. They use an entire roll of toilet paper and try to flush
the bathroom.
it. So if my son goes number 2, we'll keep it clean, and he puts 55 sheets of toilet paper in there and flushes it, the toilet gets clogged. The stool doesn't go down, so next morning, what does it stink like? Rotten fish, flesh. It's nasty.
Disgusting.
Now watch this. Ready? That is a clogged fluid system, so this starts to rot and get nasty. What would be some of the downstream effects of having your master system be interfered with?
Yes, be clogged. Well, let's just chat about the fact that are the other systems around the body, have they stopped working? No, they have to keep going. So here we have this clog here. We've got this fluid that needs to continue to go through. We've got these signaling patterns that need to try to do something to work. So we can already tell that this person has started to lose some of that normal curve within their nervous system, within their spine. And that is a really natural and normal compensation. Is it a good thing? No, but it is your body's or this patient's body's attempt
trying to take the
say,
pressure
hey,
off.
We've got to take
like
the pressure off so that we can
channel.
still let the master control system do what it needs to do. And here's what's amazing. Our bodies will do anything to keep the master control system functioning and doing what it needs to do, right? We will have heart arrhythmias. We will have changes in posture. We will have all sorts of degeneration and other things associated with our bones and our joints, all in an effort just to say, I need this master nervous system. I need the signaling to keep going. So it's like when the toilet is clogged and the toilet's backed up, and now the next morning it stinks like crazy, but then somebody else tries to go and use the bathroom. Uh-oh, right? We'd all be like, what? That sounds silly and stupid. But guess what? That's what's happening when there's some level of neurological incapacity here. And here's your brain continuing to work and to think. And that isn't a free system, right? There's a lot of things that have to be created. There's a lot of toxins produced. Well, guess what? Your body needs a way to try to filter that. It needs to have this fluid flowing around the spinal cord. When that doesn't happen effectively, oh my gosh. It's no wonder everybody has brain fog these days.
Well, and let's talk about brain fog, right? The brain is producing all this white fluid, which, by the way, water is white on an MRI. So see the water in this specific MRI. See the water on around the spinal cord. So if the congestion is here, the brain is still producing it, so you're going to get a piling up of the water. So watch, the brain actually becomes slightly compressed.
Yep, as the water swells.
So the brain itself shrinks, and that shows up as headaches, numbness and tingling in your toenails.
Brain fog.
It can be ringing in your ears. It can be blurred vision. It can be vertigo, dizziness, blacking out spells. Now, again, if all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, man, I've had a headache for like 13 straight days. And, like, I'm starting to get blurred vision. And, when I went to turn my head, like, I went, woo, to the ground. Most people would freak out, right? Yes. And you go where?
To your medical doctor.
And they do what?
They say, well.
And they run this test, and then they see this, and they go, holy camoles. Now, see, the trap already began. They checked the master system, but then they send you to somebody who does surgery to the master system. Right. But they're not actually doing surgery to the master system. They're doing surgery to the bones of the master system.
Some subsystem of the body. That's right.
Now, does that spinal cord need to be decompressed? Yes.
Yes.
Are there other things that we could do on our own to decompress our spinal cord?
Absolutely.
Give me a couple. Like, what do you do on a regular basis to decompress your spinal cord?
Yep. So the best way to decompress the spinal cord is exactly what it says. You've got to take pressure off, which means you need to invert. Right? We have gravity affecting us, which is constantly pushing down on our spine. So if you want to decompress yourself, you need to find a way to invert and get a little bit of movement in.
So hold up, I'm hearing the word invert, and I'm thinking inversion, and I'm thinking inversion tables, and I'm thinking that's a good thing to do?
Yeah, that can definitely be a great thing to do.
So I don't know how often you do this, but I invert 3 times a week for 15 minutes.
I think I do it once a week right now. I'm doing quite a few other things from a
which is totally
spine
fine.
Exercise mobility
standpoint. Think about it from this perspective. Gravity is smushing discs together. It's really good to get upside down and pull them apart. That's one thing.
Yep, that's actually the only way to get the discs to rehydrate, push fluid back into them, and get the disc to regenerate. Yeah. So if you've ever been interested, can a disc regenerate? Yes.
Yes.
But you've got to do it
Well, here's the unique thing
decompression.
about discs. They don't have their own blood supply.
Right.
They get fluids because you squish them back and forth. So we also teach something called daily spinal brushing, or spinal pumping, or spinal traction. All right, like, it's really simple. There's a padded piece of foam that goes under your neck. There's a padded curved bar that goes behind your neck, and it hooks to a door in your house. And what you do is you go pump, lift, pump, lift, pump, lift, just like you go floss back, floss back, floss back. So by pumping the spinal discs daily, by doing inversion maybe weekly, and then by visiting a spinal technologicalist, chiropractor, spinal regeneration doctor, or someone who does techniques for remolding and things like we do,
right?
You can actually take a thinning disc and thicken it. You can take a bulging disc and decrease it. Now, we keep talking about the discs. Why? Why are the discs so important for your master nerve system?
Because our master nerve system we think of as the brain and spinal cord, and then all the nerves that come off that spinal cord.
Yep.
And if the disc is going to bulge or herniate or any of those other words that is a change from normal in the disc, what is that space it's going to head to? It's going to head in and block off the spinal nerve. It's going to impede upon the spinal nerve. You can see the space Dr. Ernst is showing you right now. There's a spinal nerve that goes through there, and if the disc goes through, that becomes a big problem.
So notice that one's open, this one's closed, okay? And that is a nerve system issue.
Yes.
So if you know that you have a degenerative disc, a bulging disc, a herniated disc, a thinning disc, osteophytes, disc-related issues, man, you need to go to AskDrErnst.com, click the consultation button.
Yes.
We'll help you find
Chat with us now.
Certified spinal therapist. And the neat thing is we're opening a clinic soon in South Charlotte, so now we cover both North and South.
Yeah, so exciting.
If you're someone who's like, no, I think my spine is good. Like, my problem is I've got thyroid, I've got high cholesterol, I have no energy, I go to the gym and I gain weight. that's another sign your master system is off. So we're hosting a webinar on the 8th of October that is free. And get this, we're giving you an upgraded, almost user's guide for your body. Hormones, energy, weight loss ebook. It's a combination of our thyroid and our energy ebooks into one big book that gives you everything you need to know. And you can technically start healing this yourself, but you have to take action. 704-906-2094. That's 704-906-2094. Call now, text now, if nothing, just for the free ebook. 64 plus pages of everything you need to know to heal.
Yeah.
Like, you can't pass that up.
You can't.
The webinar is kind of like just the icing on the cake.
That's right.
It's on the 8th.
Yep. That's just going to help put it all together. But Dr. Ernst, something you said, I really love that you said that you can start healing by yourself, on your own. And that's really true. Now, the important thing to know is at some point, and I don't think we've addressed this directly, so I want to do that right now. At some point, you've got to not just influence all the subsystems, right? And even a lot of the therapies that we've talked about and some of the exercises that we've been chatting about and the decompression, is that really directly stimulating the nervous system? Yes. But is it also going to help influence some of the subsystems like the joints and the discs and the bones? Yes. So how can we directly influence the nervous system itself? There's only one true, tried and true way that's actually going to make any change over time to allow you to be healthier, to allow you to know, and then we can check it, we can retest, has there been a change in your nervous system's function?
Yep.
Right? That's through a specific chiropractic adjustment.
So let's talk real quick.
Yes.
Orthopedists, they don't do adjustments. They do surgeries to create realignment.
That's right. They may say they know manipulations.
Well, but they don't do those.
No, but they barely do them, and they are not an adjustment.
Osteopaths, DO, they do what are called manipulations.
They can manipulate. Yep.
So does a manipulation enhance the function of the nerve system, though?
No, the manipulation is to enhance the function of the bone, the joint, or the muscles.
Correct.
Right?
So get more range of motion.
Yes, exactly.
So does a physical therapist boost the functionality of the nerve system? They work on muscles and ligaments and tendons.
And you know what? We could really argue that in some sense they are.
Because there is a reflex.
It's a reflex. So they're focusing on the other things first, and then as a byproduct, there is some benefit to the nervous system.
Which is why I like physical therapy. Like, I know a lot of physical therapists. We are not physical therapists, but we do it directly instead of indirectly because chiropractic is an adjustment. Now, talk about specific versus global. Manipulation, global, specific adjustment.
Specific is, so we got, global again. It's funny how we could be global to the subsystems of the body, but then we could be specific as chiropractors. We are very specific to just what the adjustment of the nervous system needs to be.
Correct.
Right? Your body is a giant timeline, and there's one specific adjustment that's needed to help realign the nervous system, take whatever tension, compression, interference that is there away, and then allow the signals to flow through the way they're designed.
Let's demo this real quick because a lot of people do this.
Yep.
And mine won't do it,
Think
but ready, watch.
Self-adjusting.
Okay. Is that an adjustment?
No.
No. Is that a manipulation? Yes.
You can call it, but
because I am taking myself through ranges of motion, and if I get a release, you will more than likely see they have more range of motion.
Is there a neurological interference? Is there a change in the function of the master control system if somebody is doing that? Like, is there an interference within their master control system?
Oh, yes.
If somebody's constantly doing that?
There is an interference in the system. Now, see, chiropractic will say, no, we're going to go in and adjust one segment, the L1, L2 specific, or the L4, L5 specific, whereas those kind of, and I'm not trying to knock chiropractors, man, those like lay on your side, whoosh, where they just,
you hear like, and it's 6, 7 cracks on one.
The sideways 9s, whatever you call these things. Those really are actually manipulations.
Yes. And here's the other thing. If you're somebody that's constantly going and trying to crack your own neck or get the release.
Be careful. Warning.
Be very careful. Yes, because guess what? Let's say there's neurological interference here at the yellow spot, and you're trying to release that joint. You can't. It's been neurologically compromised. It needs to be properly adjusted. So when you get 2 or 3 releases from cracking your neck to the side, you just release the joint above and below it. And is that going to feel great? Yeah. You know what? You got a joint to release. There was a release of some hormones, some endorphins that's going to give you that good feeling, right? It's going to stimulate the serotonin response in your brain. So you got that quick, good feeling. But guess what? Did any of the master control system function change? Again, no. You've got to get it properly adjusted.
So what did we learn today? We learned you have a master system of healing called your nerve system. It's different than your spine and discs and stuff.
Yep.
We've learned that there are multiple techniques, multiple physicians. You have osteopaths, you have medical doctors, you have chiropractors, you have physical therapists.
We didn't even talk about the osteopractics.
The only ones that actually stimulate the nerve system directly, not indirectly, is a chiropractic adjustment. So if you're that person listening today and you're like, wow, I've had my mind blown. I've never had my spine checked. Ask drernst.com, click request a consult. We'll help you find someone who can do that. And again, if you're like, yeah, but see, I thyroid, heart disease, diabetes, I have other health issues. Right now, guys, this is the end of our show. 704-906-2094. Call it now. Text now with your name and email, and you get access to the free ebooks and their webinar.
Yep, because remember, all those other things Dr. Ernst said, they relate to your master control system. So get in touch with us so we can help you today.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next week. Be blessed. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.